I feel like a nut, sometimes I do.
One's dark, one's light.
Sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen them, but I
I
don't.
gotta remember that.
I appreciate you speaking
Yeah.
up. My name is Jason.
I mean,
And we met a few different times. I sat with Ron.
Oh, no, good.
Talked with him the first time.
it's hard to talk to.
Good. One time we
So,
talked.
yeah, I try to be the quiet version of it. Shut up, Cindy. Butt out, Cindy. Go away, Cindy.
Go on, Cindy.
Sorry.
No.
Go watch my kid.
Ron says, he goes, you know, there's a problem with you, right? And I'm like,
It's one of those, right?
it's good to be sitting with Cindy or Lambert.
And Lambert knows ours.
I was like, if there's a problem, neighbor, we'll call Cindy. Cindy, tell me.
Yes, I have.
Go.
Not gonna be a problem.
I'm not too good at that.
Give me more eggs.
Sure.
Dale sure didn't want to share, they can't even come to work.
No.
We're gonna love that.
Did you have a date? Watch out, Tim. Go like this.
Yeah.
Ours too, but they're. I had an extra one, so I gave
Friday and Saturday, so and then Saturday we took off.
How are you?
Okay.
Oh, take the one.
That's good.
Tony Tuesday?
Yep. And it's gonna take the rest of the week.
The other ones did.
Same day.
I meant the other, okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Today.
Oh.
Okay, call meeting to order.
Sim,
Here.
Mears,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Jenkins, okay.
Maybe stand.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Minutes?
Oh, you want to start with Mr. Burkholder?
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Mr. Burkholder.
Oh, well, that's,
Yeah.
I don't have anything, I just want to add, I didn't know if you were going to discuss our contract tonight or not. Or if we, doesn't have to be tonight, we can get on the agenda, but I know that we talked about having quarterly meetings, and so since it's up at the end of this year, I didn't bring any materials or anything tonight. Our fiscal officer is out this week, so, but I came anyway, so I didn't know if you were going to have discussion or not.
Are you going to have those meetings, or are we, or do you, how do you want to do that?
However you want to do it.
You had mentioned at the fire station at one point, right? And I didn't know if that's.
But I wanted to check with you
Yeah.
to see what, if you have thoughts or anything, we're open
I
to.
think it's good to set it up there.
Yep.
If you want to arrange something, we'll be willing to come up there.
Do you want it to, in addition to a regular meeting, you want a special meeting, or we'll have to call a meeting, I suppose, so. If all three are,
Probably be good, just to talk it all over and kind of devote it to the fire, contract and all.
do you want it on the same night as your regular meeting, or do you want a special, different date?
I think a special meeting might be good.
Okay.
Talk it all over.
Earlier
We can
or
focus on the-
later or afterwards? You want it before our meeting?
You mean on the same, well, it
Same
wouldn't have to be
policy.
the same day necessarily either way.
We want to make it as convenient for all of you, since it'll probably just be staff and the
Yeah.
trustees.
Why don't you check your calendar and get back with us in the
We'll get
morning?
back with you, and we want to make it convenient for the citizens of Perry Township too. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, the minutes for the February 12th meeting.
I approve the minutes, or make a motion to approve the minutes from February 12th, 2019.
Second.
Mears,
Yes.
Sim,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Okay, and the meetings from the special meeting, February 18th, special meeting.
Eighteenth or twenty-second?
And there was a week, but the 18th first.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You got that?
I got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Make a motion to accept the minutes from the February 18th meeting.
Second.
Price,
Yes.
Mears,
Yes.
Sim,
Yes. Okay, now the special meeting, February 22nd. Motion to accept the 22nd special meeting minutes.
Second.
Sim,
Yes.
Mears,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
payment of bills,
I make a motion that we pay the bills, check number 34109 to 34164.
A second.
Mears,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Sim.
Yes.
The MCTA for Carrie and Clay, we co-host, the date is set from May 16th. Probably be at Rob's Restaurant, that's where it's been the last couple of years. And that's all I have.
Okay. Okay, road and cemetery.
In cemetery level grades, which also we've had 4 grades or 4 funerals to date, but the ground hasn't been very good as far as fit, and so we got some, I guess, rut repairs to fix here this spring. We picked up the flowers and tree limbs at that 45-mile-an-hour wind that blew across the cemeteries in Pleasant Hill and Piermont. As far as road, we've leveled crossovers on Steck and Abden. I got a meeting with Kramer's on Keener Road for issue 2 project coming up this year. We mixed salt, which we're still using part of the 7-8 tons we've hauled this year in. We haven't used it all up, so we're in good shape there. On the 99 International, we replaced 3 hydraulic hoses and replaced the cam positioning sensor. Both of them items were 20 years old original, so going pretty good on that. Picked up tree limbs on the roads due to that 45-mile-an-hour high winds. The 2002 1-ton brake line repaired on the left front of the 1-ton. And we washed trucks off several times after salting snow and pounding snow. So just kind of changing gears here now, get ready for our spring work. So
Guaranteed, huh? Minnesota?
I ain't gonna say guaranteed, but I think it's still gonna snow, but try to start gearing towards it, cause probably mow grass here in about 30 days. That's all I got.
That's all you got? Okay, the zoning?
Zoning, let's see. Second quarter 2019 trash bills will be mailed out in early April. They'll be due in early May. On February 28, 2019, I attended the Montgomery County Planning Commission Planners Lunch. The topics of discussion were zoning and the county comprehensive plan. March 5th, I issued a permit for a pole barn at 1855 North Diamond Mill Road. March 7th, Terry Shue stopped by the township to inform me, effective immediately, he has resigned from the zoning commission board. He is moving out of Perry Township. Joe Kubiak, the alternate member, will take Terry's place. Per the ORC 519-04, or the township trustees may appoint 2 alternates. I've got the ORC here if anybody wants to see it. March 7th, the BZA meeting regarding a lot split on Sulphur Springs Road and solar panels on Wolf Creek Pike. The lot split case 2019001, the BZA tabled the decision for not more than 90 days due to the amount of lot frontage and distance from barn to the proposed property line. The BZA case 2019003, the BZA denied the variance request for the ground mounted solar panels in front of the front line of the house. New business, the iWorks annual training conference is scheduled for July 30 and 31 in Logan, Utah. The township started using iWork the week I started working here for trash billing and permit management. It can also be used for code enforcement. Registration is $100 per person until May 31. I would like to attend if this is something the trustees feel would be beneficial to me and the township. Just a reminder, the WRCG meeting is scheduled for Monday, March 18th at 5 p.m. in the Perry Township Meeting Room. Trustee Mears is on the WRCG board and Trustee Sim is the alternate. There's a solar workshop at UD on Thursday, March 20 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Registration is $25 per person. Registration closes on March 13th. That's all I have. Respectfully submitted.
Are you going to that, the solar?
The solar panel, I haven't registered yet, but I would like to, yes. If we have 3 people, we get a discount.
March 13th, registration closes.
Oh, the registry, I thought you meant the meetings.
No.
The March meetings.
If we can get 3 people from the organization to go, we get a discount.
I booked something that day, I can't do it at work, but I think it would be beneficial for some of us to go. Busy.
They provide lunch and there's a tour of the UD solar array and different
10 to
speakers.
3.
It's a Thursday or a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Says Thursday. I don't know.
It's Wednesday.
It's the 20th,
It's
whatever
the
day of the
20th,
week the
okay.
20th is. That might be it.
Okay. I'll look at my calendar again and see that day. I know I've got a couple things, but.
You'd have to know by tomorrow.
I will let you know by tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
So, see,
You can put me, I'll go.
You'll go? Okay.
if I can, I will. One other thing, I got a couple today, people, I guess, complaints, you might say.
Okay.
And what it is it's the trash. It's it's not the recycle, but it's the trash. They're like, they need to be putting these trash cans farther back from the edges of the roadway. Some of them are on the white line, some of them might just fall over and are on the road.
So the property owner needs to move them back?
It's the trash.
The trash company.
After they dump
want-
them.
Yeah,
And
okay.
one guy even said that the can upset one of them.
I reported that, I don't know if it's the same guy, but I reported that, and Rumpke, was gonna issue.
Oh, so, okay.
Was gonna issue him a new trash can because they broke his old one.
Well, no, this one here, the can fell over, and there was trash fell out of it, they just left it lay on the road and drove off. And
Okay,
it's like, hey, they were not very happy about that, so,
so you'll get with me on who that is, or what the address is?
well, but the cans are all over, I mean, they're everywhere. It's not a specific,
Okay,
they just need to get them all back a little bit. Today was not a windy day, but if it's windy, they tip over and they fall on the road. It is kind of a hazard being close to the road. If cars have, especially if there's one on both sides, if they have to pass at that spot, then,
so in general, once they're emptied, they need to be moved back?
yeah, they need to just put them back a little bit farther. I mean, they don't need to take them to the house, I don't mean that, but just
Right.
a little bit farther back. The recycle seems to be good, but
Okay.
it's the trash.
I'll call him tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Okay, is that all you?
Is that all you? Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay.
Would it be possible to say something like move them back 3 feet off the road? Give them a target.
3 feet?
That's probably a good idea, so if they upset, they're not on the
Falls in
that right of way.
Okay. I'll contact him tomorrow.
All right.
I'm trying to scoop that.
Okay. Police department.
The police department has set dates for qualification for this year. It'll be in May. Also ordered additional targets, different targets to assist with officers with tactful shooting. It'll be the first time that the officers out here will receive any type of training of that caliber, so it'll be pretty fun and exciting, I think. Working on old cases from 2017 and 2018. There was approximately 10 cases that slipped through the cracks for whatever rhyme or reason. To date, we've been able to solve 2 of those cases. One was a rape case. Interviewed the suspect. He admitted to 2 additional rapes outside of this county. So with the hard work and stuff from the new officers that we have, that case was able to get solved. Also, a case that was able to get solved from that time frame was a child abuse case. We're currently working on a sexual assault case from that time frame. We've had 2 additional applicants apply. We're waiting for them to take the written exam. I had to release 1 applicant from our previous group because they didn't pass the written exam. Perry Township for the last month have received domestic violence calls resulting in arrest. A breaking and entering on a resident or residence that was on vacation. That case we're actively working and hopefully we'll have that solved here soon. Theft, drug complaint. We had a resident call in with a roommate that is using narcotics in their house. The roommate was gone, and the resident wanted the paraphernalia and the drugs removed from the house, so we went out and removed those. Had a hit skip over on Diamond Mill. Ended up solving that case. K-9 call-outs, we've had 5 for this month. Assisted Trotwood and a suspect over at the Hare Arena. The suspect was located and ultimately arrested. Did a track for Trotwood. 17-year-old male was selling his cell phone decided he was gonna take the cell phone and not give any money. Then he pulled a gun on the female that he was purchasing the gun for, or purchasing the phone from. We tracked him back to his house and he was arrested. Assisted Brookville with a free air sniff around a vehicle. Marijuana and a white powdery substance was located. The powdery substance, I'm assuming, will be sent off to the crime lab for analysis. Assisted the sheriff's department with a free air sniff. What was located at the time was $5,600. The county is still working that case. Assisted Trotwood yesterday. We located cocaine and pills. Again, those will need to be tested, but it's believed that the pills are ecstasy. Easter egg hunt is coming up in April. They're working on flyers. The flyers are completed. They just need to take them to Office Depot and have them printed out. Donation letters were mailed out. With this event, as everybody knows, we do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 plus eggs a year. This year I figured I'd do something just a little bit different than times past. I'm asking for one night that members of the community come together here at the building and help stuff the Easter eggs. Pizza, snacks, and drinks will be provided. We can do it on a Saturday afternoon for a couple hours. I think it'll be pretty good to have everybody together and help with this event, with it being as large as it is, and as far out as this Easter egg hunt goes with members of not only this community, but Clay Township, Brookville, New Lebanon, and everything. So I think it'll be pretty awesome for everybody to do that. The police department will be holding a community education day, May the 4th, from 1 to 2 p.m. Again, snacks and drinks will be provided. This community education day, we're going to focus on identity theft. There's a lot of scams that happen. We take a lot of calls for people that are concerned that they got a phone call saying they owe $5,000 or whatever the scenario may be. This right here will help educate a lot of people to be able to recognize a scam, how to protect yourself when you go to gas pumps and you're paying with a debit card, with skimmers, online shopping, all that fun stuff. We'll cover all that. So come out and look on our Facebook site and on our webpage. We'll have information posted there here soon. I'll reference that day. What's that?
The date of the meeting.
Oh, May the 4th. Jim Marlowe has come in on several occasions wanting to be able to open up his services to the township for the police department to use his business to assist in towing. I've been able to track down a contract with Red Baron that dates back to August of 2007. You guys all have a copy of this. This is a copy of the original contract. Nobody from Perry Township nor from Red Baron at that time had signed this contract. As of tomorrow, Red Baron is changing owners. So the contract is going to be, void. This is a perfect time, I think, that if we're going to consider or possibly think about using somebody here local in the township as an alternative for the department, just in case if Red Baron's not available, this would be something to kind of think about. Jim Marlowe has submitted all of his paperwork for his insurance and what he has. I need to go out and just look at his facilities and everything. But he's offered to assist with the department in any way that he can.
Has Red Baron submitted anything, or the new people?
I spoke with the owner yesterday. He asked me what we should do. I told him, well, since the contract is technically going to expire when that changes ownership on Wednesday, we're going to look at doing another one. So he's going to work on doing a contract and emailing it over to me. A couple of months ago, I put in for a design for a new police patch to be completed. You guys probably seen that on our Facebook page. That patch is in. Here's a mock-up of it. It'll be up here. I'll pass this around for the trustees to look at too. I went ahead and approved the design. So about the next 3 weeks, we'll have these patches in, and you'll start seeing these on our shoulders for our shoulder patches and everything. So something a little bit different that separates us. Some of the jurisdictions out here, Brookville, Clay, everybody's got the same similar patch, just different wording. So this is something that'll separate that from those other jurisdictions.
You were speaking of the towing, do you know, does he have a slider back, or is it just a record type?
He's got 2 flatbeds.
He does have flatbeds, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wondered, that seems as though that's works a little bit better than what the old record style.
Yeah.
Back at the time of this agreement, we also was using Weavers some at that time, and then we kind of exclusively went to Red Baron at that time. That was, seemed like we were getting a little better service at that time. I don't know if there's any others around that are interested or anything or not, but.
I'd like to table this and do some comparison shopping and see what we come up with. I'd like to see a copy of his contract compared to this and whatever else we have available to us.
And I explained to Mr. Marlowe that I was going to do the homework to the best that I could before I presented anything. And after speaking with Rhonda, is when I found out we actually had a contract, not just something that was agreed upon, but something in writing. So it took Red Baron a little bit of time to get the contract together. And the new owner, he's nice. I sat and talked with him for about an hour yesterday, and he showed me the file. There just wasn't much there, and this is what he gave me. So he's supposed to be sending, like I said, he's supposed to be sending me his new contract and everything. He's got my email address. So.
Does Mr. Marlowe have a secured storage area or
He
something like that?
He has a secured facility. He can temporarily, if I'm remembering correctly, from the way he explained it to me, he can temporarily hold vehicles at his house that he's got a designated area for. If it's going to be longer than like 48 hours, they have to go to the shop. I think it's located in Clay Township. But it's a secured facility, inside storage along with outside storage.
So you'll bring all that back after?
Yes.
Excuse me, anything else at this time then, or?
Not this.
Okay.
I've got some good things I need to tell you about. I've been in contact with Luana and Kramer about the grant that we have going on. For those who don't know, we're gonna put a handicap ramp on the east side of this building. Kramer are engineering that. I had to address the fact that we're running out of time on that, and so she's gonna give me the paperwork that has to be signed by the trustees to extend the contract on the grant. It was brought to my attention that there's some problems we were having with lighting, and we wanna go to LED lighting, which is a cheaper electrical bill for us. We wanted to do that. I could not get that into this grant, but I do have a grant number, and I don't have it with me. But I'll bring that in and show Mike and the guys what that's about, and girls. And so that's something that I've been working on also. the dangerous intersection. I talked to the county again. They went out and they put down the counting strips so they could monitor that. And I was impressed by the fact they jumped right on that. Then we got snow, and they had to go back and take them up because snow plows are tearing up. They haven't gotten back with me when they're gonna put those down, but I can assure you, they're not gonna get away with not putting them down, because we'll be very adamant about that. Because that's a dangerous intersection, and it does need to be taken care of. One of the things that we're doing with the grant money that we're getting, the outside of our building has a lot of broken bricks and a lot of tuck pointing that needs done. Anytime that there's water that permeates into there, you're having a problem with the structure of the building. We got some areas like that. So I contacted a brick mason. He's gonna have us, within the next week or so, we're gonna have an estimate for that. And he has graciously said that the labor will be very minimal because it is for the township. And it's gonna be basically for materials only. So he's really cutting this great. So more money of that grant that we're getting can be utilized. I checked on maybe getting restoration of the Pleasant Hill Cemetery arch taken care of along with that grant, because it's getting in bad shape. They will not cover that. However, we do have a cemetery grant that we can tap into, and I'm checking on that now. And I'm gonna be working hand in hand with the road crew on that, because there'll be a grant that goes toward that, toward the cemetery, and they take care of this. I think that's about it.
The lights you just said about, was that the lights for the rain?
That's the lights
For
for
the
in here,
okay.
and and one other thing, that's for the lights out at the garage. And LED lighting is so very much cheaper. We got an estimate on that, and it looks to be somewhat exorbitant for what we're getting. So we're gonna try to cut corners to get that in there. Now, I don't know if I can get any of that covered under this grant. I don't think I can. But like I said, I do have a grant number and a person to call from DP&L where we can get a huge rebate for putting in LED lighting. So that's gonna be a good deal. The other thing that I checked in on, the building out of the garage that we hold salt in, the roof has blown off. It's been repaired several times. It's a shingle type roof. Depending on where we're at with money, because this grant will cover restoration and, anything to keep the building from deteriorating. If there's any way that I can get that worked into that grant money, we would like to put a metal roof on that building so that we never have this problem again. As it is right now, we got leaks out there, and like I said, it's been repaired several times, and it just hasn't been effective. So I think that's it.
Okay. Anybody else got any?
Okay.
Ron, on that roof, I got a guy gonna give us a quote on that, metal.
Okay.
So he's the original builder of it, so it's kind of waiting on the fire department to see what kind of price he has.
Okay, if you can get me that estimate, I appreciate it.
Okay. Executive session at this point?
I think we should. Make a motion, we go into executive session.
I need a reason.
For,
Oh, it's for police personnel and for litigation purposes.
Second.
Price.
Yes.
Sim.
yes.
Yours. Yes.
You want to go back here? Okay with me.
I guess we want him with us. You come.
I didn't know.
Yeah. I bet it doesn't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, the weekend away, he tells me I can't go to Palestine for my birthday weekend because he might have plans, and he just tells me yesterday, oh, I'm working for Jim.
You know, Tim had a really good reason.
Drive around.
Tim had a really good reason. More families.
You gave me 30 days.
Uh-huh.
You gave me 30 days.
Toyota family, maybe.
Your
dealership
family.
I already know where from.
Yeah, she's gonna be like,
Yeah.
It'll be here soon, we think.
More mature than I am.
It'll be here soon,
I am,
we
so I don't really, I can't put it wrong.
Right.
yeah, she's got a couple years to go to catch up to me too.
Catching up, yeah, my years may be turning, but always gonna
She and Uriah are about the same age.
That's what I figured.
I'm sure this is younger than Uriah.
Oh, yeah, the boys' camp free is the first weekend of May.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you do scrapbooking on June, you know, 13th, 14th, 15th?
You're so
He
stupid.
wants to do something.
No, this one was an equal.
Okay.
I mean, I can take this stuff.
That's the self.
If you do,
I'm sure
I
I'll
will
go through
be
customs,
very
right?
annoyed.
Yes, I don't like it.
Oh, yeah, the cutters may not be good.
You're not even taking pictures.
May 4th.
What did you just say?
Yeah, I know.
I'm taking her to England and she wants to go to England with Pottery.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, stop it!
I would totally go.
It's the world I go.
It's England. There's history
So
there.
May
That's not
4th,
mine, I'm
on
American.
Saturday.
Yeah, but who are you married to?
You were born in Texas.
To whom? To whom?
Okay, so your dad's British, but your mom's from Connecticut.
That is one thing when I travel overseas and the history and how old it is.
I definitely, I wanna see England, I wanna see the cheese card. I wanna see
I heard two, I don't know.
Thomas.
Well, yeah, that.
But I'm not into the
Who cares? I'm talking about structure.
There we go, bud. You need a dog.
A dog? Yeah, I do, but I don't need a bagel, coyote, eat it up.
Specify what kind.
Cathedral
I
Series.
gotta get another period.
I wanted to take a couple of days.
That's my dog.
To go to Florence. But I just don't have the time. Florence is my favorite city, the faces of it. No, I just don't think I can stretch the time.
I would like to, at some point on an England trip, I'd like to go to Scotland.
I want to go back to Ireland.
Ireland is far enough to Scotland. Scotland's a bit.
And they love
And Scotland.
Scotland's a bit much of a dream.
There you go.
It's like, why would you go to Kentucky? Unless you're going on the road trip.
You're going on what?
We're talking
Bourbon
about.
trip.
We did that last year.
You know how
We did, but we made a huge mistake. We took wondering how we had a But we took that on the
Right.
barbecue. We couldn't put
You
the
gotta
top
stay away from the markers.
because the trunk was
Stay
full.
away from the markers.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right.
And we came home at like
Fertilizer.
Yeah, that's the next album I'm
Grass
gonna be
seed.
working on.
Kentucky barbecue.
That was actually 2017.
Yeah, it's 2 years ago.
I just finished New York.
I got a small one
One
now.
photo to put into it. Start meals out. Didn't make quick things for me.
But it's not full, it's a stall.
Right.
But keep it by the close. So we could use this.
It has a camera permanently attached to
Did
an
they
eye.
take your topics?
Yeah.
Still scrapped.
So in the middle.
She sells, I just noticed, she's my
I
friend,
know.
like next to your barn, the
Stop
barn.
it.
Right,
Stop it.
Cindy's my
In the
friend,
field?
dude.
Stop it.
There was like a gate or
Right,
something. She does crops at her
I spent
house.
just my days and then she's never been.
Oh, you do trust me.
Oh, I do not. Oh, I do not. I haven't bought myself a new toilet over a year.
I didn't even pay for less scrap, but
Right.
for your eggs.
yeah.
And there's what,
Well, that don't
two
stay
new ones
wet.
out.
Can you trade eggs for guns?
That don't stay
Did you tell
wet.
your daughter she's wrong?
No, there's two that I have to have. There's many that I don't. See, I'm at two that I have to have. I have to have the new line, 40. I have to have. And the other one I have to have is another, I already have one, but I.
So those are the ones from the pocket, or?
Oh.
Great, 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 I have to have.
I just wondering, I have to. See if you guys
I have one, but I shoot so much that I'm afraid I'm gonna shoot the barrel out of it. And of course, I'm told I'll never shoot it. They actually found it in Denver. Used three of them was never fired.
Oh, really?
I think for about 3 years.
And you talk about it on the air and.
And I've had
Yeah, me too.
She does still run them out. It's only 6 years out.
I didn't see Santa, so I was just shooting like a
Well,
ball.
that is 25 years down.
Well, they had a good time. My sons are really so getting from most of it in the gym. Yeah, it was like baseball tournament every year at the varsity and working with kids up there. So I was just curious. I didn't see it. I know that my daughter's too. So she said, "Yeah, I think it's Santa." Yeah.
Right, more this fall, that bridge on the north side. And you got that front patch in front of the house, and you got the driveway a little bit.
He's he's moving up. Okay.
I guess it was
Yeah,
the east
Landon's
side
stuff
of
too.
that barn.
So I don't know what his cutoff is for that.
Wow.
It's not much, I mean, it's coachable. So instead of doing the coach pitch like we did last year for the
I
first
know.
three.
Well,
it's just
I will do it next
So,
year.
You had to go backwards to hit it off the tee.
I don't know what you did find money trying to tell me what to do.
Well, no, well,
Yeah,
It's still
awesome,
farm.
awesome.
well, I was gonna say.
I loved his spirit, man. He was just
Okay, so does Dolls own that field there?
They bought it, they said they bought it last year. But they've been farming it for a while. But they don't want any more buildings, they just want them.
Right, well, taxes.
The nephew wants to buy it, the house.
Right. Yeah, probably.
livestock in the future.
Cows, goats, something. You want me to do?
Yeah, 90 days.
I am the babysitter. Always have kids in the house. Well, me too now.
We've been empty nesters for 10
Solar
years.
panels and about.
I've never been an empty nester.
All of a
Solar
sudden,
panels.
we have Liam coming up here a couple times a week. Down here.
Oh,
It's like,
They were encouraged to.
But you know what I tell myself, I get, because I'm a daycare provider, and my youngest daughter,
There's no way to.
a mile and a half away from me, and another daughter was 3.5 miles the other way. But I'm like, it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't get upset with my daughter's one, and it was funny. I work here at the time, and my daughter used to be with me. Daycare provider she was. I was supposed to start work next week, and I said, don't worry.
I'm mad you gotta have this thing.
Hang in there, until it was
The
there.
sunlight.
So Yeah. And they just ended up working out. And she is a Discovery Toys consultant with me, so she's doing that.
They got a fire, there's a fire.
And you get up and you walk.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been as much.
You still want your firewood?
I think so.
When we start getting cutting these trees,
Yeah.
You're right. It's not other.
doesn't matter what size.
There were 3 in the house.
Splitter and a chainsaw.
Okay. Which way you wish it for? Cause I got some big rascals you can tend to. Big rascals you can tend to.
Yeah, he's got that big one back there on. 15 or 16 ash trees sticking out. Working on it, all that.
Oh, make it clean down. Hillwood, right over there. That last one, thing on the west side, looks that wood, it just looks like it's wood. Make sure
So
you're
now I look at what we're
or you can bike trail, or Westbrook. The guy on the east side cut his thing down, but the west side is wood.
interesting down there perspective.
Like,
My whole family did.
here's around, he's doing it over here.
gotta figure it out.
And I stopped by and talked to him. He took a lot of these trees down because I didn't think they'll do that.
Very interesting.
My look is, trees you got to take down, they don't bug.
They also, would have been nice.
It would be. It would be. Well, not, I don't run that, it's big. I've got cables on these trees, cables, 100 foot, 50 foot, we're gonna climb up top and tie that tree in, make sure it's in the tree we want to.
I'm glad you're doing
We took in kids. We did residential.
So, we had one.
You show Lucas.
Doug had clean shorts out there.
What day was that?
That tree?
Trees? Yes, I did too. I even jumped out of the hell and I started shaking my shorts out there. It threw that backhoe around like it was a Tonka toy.
Now they've got their own kids, and the grandparents and most of them know. That's great.
Good. We'll be here.
And they used to look back and think, watch this kid quick and play.
see that, I do that all the time, every time I see one of them.
We're grateful for who they are. The kids only 2 inches pregnant, she sorted out the jail, I put them in.
yeah. Sounds like a
Could have been a
win.
lot.
I guess I'm just like,
Those kids, they've been working.
and would have like, they call it a lot, you know, a horse.
Bathe and coach. Take advantage of
Look, doesn't match.
Yep.
Except I bought mine like.
That was good at one time. You do all right between the dogs. My pocket's all full of my coat bag.
Probably on the, fence.
You have long hair.
I think you've been all right, yeah, rain, those rains are kind of.
Everyone's in here.
This?
You got it.
Oh, good.
2 days. Been trying.
That's true. Nancy Pelosi's not there. Well. We're in Pottersville.
Position where she couldn't, she's uncomfortable, father speak on her, and said, come get me. Before she was probably. It's hard to keep under the
Oh my gosh, is that not
So she called me, and I went and took her out of the house. Simply, and come on,
That's like the sale.
She is.
Go past the shop. Be it.
That's what I said to them.
I can't get it, so that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And then we all have money.
So, yeah, we've never done everything else.
It can't be.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And the county allows some people, as soon as they agree with that person. Difficult.
She was telling me the rainbow.
No, I forget.
Oh, they actually, they're trying to get it from all.
She was telling me all about
What friends are having read more to us by their parents.
I mean, done, it's concrete.
Just like, he walks outside, he has no reason.
That's great, great, great.
He wasn't like that until, close to a year or so, he started trouble for his mother.
Oh, really?
These coyotes, they just found their marriage, but now they're divorced.
Oh, we used to get so much.
They got divorced.
They got married. He used to say lots all the time. Oh, we had,
They cornered them.
Everybody.
oh, that is for sure. So if Lucas is at home and somebody pulls in our driveway, the FedEx man, UPS man, none of them will come to the door to drop the packages because they're afraid that they'll come through the window.
They were toys. And just play with them when you're done, mommy comes.
If somebody looking for outside, somebody moving Tennessee, or thirsty about dogs.
Well, we pulled in this day to drop off the wood.
Yeah.
And there he was, annoying, but they're watching us, yeah.
So we kind of took her stand under our wing until she started stealing from us.
That is, you got that right. I cracked the window in the window. I asked Doug if we wanted to use that here now.
Like you give it.
You're right, I
Work
wouldn't.
here for them.
I just.
My husband.
I can give them away in a heartbeat. That's the last one of them I'll ever have.
Oh, I love them.
He just, Lucas loves him, he's a good dog. He's just like, he just loves him.
Oh, well, yeah. That is.
Yeah, he let his wife.
He should get fed and
It's
there's
in foster care. And foster care, the younger one was reunited rather quickly with his biological father's family. Uriah's story was.
But he is a good dog. Our kids,
Physically and emotionally.
we got him,
They came to us playing 61
right
as a
as
senior.
I had him. And like, it was a little tiny fluff ball and Haley's like,
They really wasn't even
but I mean like,
a
the course was a, or the hair that was recording what we were slipping. Actually, a fluff ball. But no, and he protects her too. If he feels like. He doesn't like anyone.
So, at least I don't live in the house
I
anymore.
don't like that.
Me and my wife can go like this where I go to baseball, she goes to soccer. Every now and then we'll switch, but for the most
I
part.
had one.
He was through the county.
Fine. It's not my fault.
Yeah, he did all part of
So,
Yeah, this is Fifth County and it's a night.
mom come out with a tree.
But it's worth it.
Trying to get the tree. Look, I was sitting on the ground.
We actually took.
And I was-
We have guardianship.
Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't have a bell.
And,
Lights out, and got 2 or 3. So they get hot,
And
then they get warm.
they
then
would
they
have
get
a child,
warm.
the child
But
would
yeah,
take,
I'm supposed to.
they'd have another
It's just
child,
keep
the
the
child would take away. He was the
So-
fifth
No,
one.
and he.
And they found her mom
He gets
in the middle
more
of
than a
winter
strap when
in
he's
the grocery store.
Why?
He had nothing but a diaper on.
I'll actually run around.
So I got him.
Oh, yes.
So,
Yeah, it's, they never run out of
We could
chances.
get inside. He was-
So-
You can't just take the kids.
When I got him, his ears were.
yeah.
Yeah, he was really coming.
So, they're had 2 weeks. Sam was.
They're actually,
He
Our kids were all.
That's the hard, you guys did the hard stuff. What I did was the easy, fun stuff.
We had the
They are really
youngest.
good dogs. I love, I mean.
Uriah's the youngest we've ever had, besides our own.
He's just a pain in my ass now that he's getting older.
Like I said,
Yeah.
don't know what's wrong. I think those six.
And we became friends. And dog makes them
Very good.
white.
And way more than this, Brad, way more. You know, to the point where I have to go to
we're on.
I saved you.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I make a motion that we go back into regular session.
Second.
Mears,
Yes.
Sim,
Yes.
Price.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion that we hire Tim Littleton as our full-time police chief.
Second.
Effective date?
Effective yesterday.
At a rate of
I don't have that in front of me. Do you have that?
52,000?
Yes.
For a second?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
Sim?
Yes.
Mears?
Yes.
Now, I want to make a motion that we amend Resolution 1928 and to use a step procedure on pay on that resolution.
I second.
Sim?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
Mears?
Yes.
Is there anything else?
This week, or wrong?
Anybody else got anything?
Nope. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for changing.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mears?
Yes.
Sim?
Yes.
Price?
Yes.
I have the patch back so it doesn't walk.
Yes,
Oh, I did. I ran us to the IGA and picked that up.